Hi there, thanks for joining me. My name is Teebor, and I just wanted to go through some of the characters in Overwatch, just in case you wanted to know a little bit about them, or were thinking about buying or playing Overwatch. So I'm going to start off with the offense characters. We're going to go with Genji for starters. Now, Genji is a how would I call him? He's kind of like a harass character, really. You want to be using him to get behind the enemy or attack them from an unexpected direction. So you're going to be looking at climbing up walls, for example, such as I've just done there. Let's do that again. And you can also make use of his double jump to clear longer distances, so you can try coming in from directions that the enemy wouldn't be expecting. Let's get to a slightly quieter bit where the training robots aren't killing each other. We can also jump and then wall climb across here as well. You can wall climb to quite a height. Obviously you come back down again if you've got nowhere to ultimately end up. Do a quick look at his abilities then. So his ultimate ability is the Dragon Blade. This is, as it says there, a deadly melee weapon. So you basically pull out a large sword and go to town on the enemy. You've got a deflect ability, which is absolutely fantastic for countering enemies like Bastion or Torbjorn's turrets. Even to some extent, characters like Tracer, any sort of rapid-firing characters. Your Swift Strike, which basically brings you across to a short run towards an enemy and does damage to them at the same time, can also be used whilst Dragon Blade is active. So you can pull your Dragon Blade out, start to go into town on an enemy, use your Swift Strike to get closer to them, or get closer to another target and do more damage that way. And then you have your Shuriken, and your Shuriken attacks is left and right. Left throws 3 Shuriken, and right throws 3 Shuriken, but in a fan. So let's just show that down here. So training robot, 3 Shuriken for left click, and right click, 3 Shuriken, fan. So if we can, we'll wait for these to respawn. I'll take a pot shot at him whilst I'm waiting. So from the right distance we can hit both, but obviously less Shuriken hitting, so we're basically doing less damage, but you can hit more targets. Now let's come down here where these guys are firing. If I stand here, they're going to shoot me. Move to one side so it doesn't kill me. Just grab that. Now if I wait for him to start shooting and hit my reflect, I can reflect the shots back. Now none of them actually really hit him. It kind of did a little bit of damage, but not very much, so we'll have another go at that. Let's get a bit closer. There we go, a few more hits there. Just finish him off. So obviously that's really useful if you've got a Bastion who's spitting out hundreds and hundreds of bullets from his minigun whilst he's in sentry form, because he's not going to be moving. He's just going to be firing off as many shots as he can. You hit your reflect and you're going to probably, if you're really good at it, you're going to kill him, because you should reflect enough damage back to him to take care of the guy. So let's have a look at the shift ability, which is the Swift Strike. So let's move over this way. We'll leave those guys down there, and we'll just have a look at this one up here with these. See what kind of distance we can cover. So that gets us in nice and close. Does a fair amount of damage, and then obviously I could then follow that up, or I could follow up with a melee attack. I could also use it to escape. Oh, that cut that a bit close, didn't I? So it has 2 uses really. Nice little escape, and for closing that distance. Always a good idea to have an escape plan ready, just in case your attack doesn't quite go to plan.
An excellent fight.
So if you're taking on an enemy somewhere, make sure you can either double jump, climb your way out the way, or use your Swift Strike to run. Now you could actually combine them. So this distance here we can't jump, but we can double jump across here. Swift Strike clears the gap easily. Gives you a much better alternative to attack, because you don't have to just stick to the same routes as everybody else. We can use it to gain height as well. So we've gain additional height there. We can climb up here, for example. We can take advantage of the height difference and attack enemies from angles they're not expecting. And again, using the Swift Strike there to close in on an enemy that would have been below us. Right, so that leaves us with the ultimate, which is now charged. So what I want to do is I want to see if we can get some of these robots close enough together. Oh, a bit of a packet loss there for some reason. Interesting. Right, so immediately there you can see I'm hitting more than one. That's all it is really with the ultimate. It's quite simple. Like all the ultimates, when you try to use them, it announces it to the whole world so that they know that you're using your ultimate. There's usually some kind of colour or graphic that goes with it that can be seen by the enemy team. But hopefully, if you're going to do a ultimate with Genji, you're either already close enough that you're going to be able to just get in there and mix it up before they try and scatter, or you're going to have yourself some kind of sneak attack or strike from above or below, and that's going to take them out. So yeah, so countering with this character, again, as I've already mentioned a couple of times, it's a great counter to Bastion, a little bit Tracer. She's very manoeuvrable. Any character that's really going to be spitting out lots of damage from whatever weapon it's going to be firing, so Tourbillon's turret, yeah, so any of those kind of characters, anything that's going to potentially take you down with a lot of firepower, you can reflect that back and take them down. The characters you want to kind of avoid are going to be things like things like Mei. She can slow you down with her ice, especially her AoE ice. Your mobility is your greatest benefit for this character. You also want to avoid characters like Winston, who's going to get in there and he's going to melee up in your face, or AoE with his weapon, and that's going to be bad for you as well, because you want to keep a little bit of distance unless your ultimate is ready. And I think that's kind of it really for this character. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut across to another video, which will be me playing Genji. A little commentary above it. Now, I'm not great at playing Genji. He's a character that I do try to play quite often because I like the character. I'm just not particularly good with him. So I'll see you in the next section. Right, so this is the start of a typical match. It's just a random match with me, just going into quick play. We're in the 30-second build-up of the game, so we're defending. So we've got we made our way to the point. I'm getting bored at this point, waiting to get started, so I'm just randomly throwing shuriken. And I decide I'm going to try and climb up this wall. Completely failed the first time, make it to the top second, and then I use the double jump, try and give me a bit of advantage and get me over to the other side of the wall. So I'm going to try popping off a few random shots into the spawn area. Not expecting to hit anything, but it's always worth trying. Camera's in the air, so take a few shots at her. I expect she's going to attack me, so I've got the ability to get the reflect. She doesn't attack me, so I just finish her off. She was running from here in that corner. Now, just around here, Mei's going to come popping round. I basically run like a little girl because I don't want to get hit by Mei's ice beam, and I'd still take a bit of damage anyway, and I would have taken a lot more had Mei managed to hit me. I've got no real targets I can harass at the moment, so I'm just throwing out random shots against Reinhardt's shields. I'll take a nice hit with Widowmaker. So try and take a little bit of a duck again. May gets a drop on me here, freezes me, and kills me. That is exactly what I was trying to get away from the first time. So I lose all my mobility, she pops me in the head, I'm done. So I'm back to the spawn and off we go again. I did a bit of parkour like jumping around using my climb with walls abilities and double jumps just to stay at a bit of altitude. Doesn't really matter because there's no enemies around that area at the moment anyway. So we're joining into the match, we're just above the capture point below. Taking a bit of an advantage there and take out one of the enemy. Again, not very many targets, so I'm just trying to weaken Reinhardt's shield a bit. Again, not much going on. Try to take a little bit of height advantage. Just sit to one side, hoping they're going to come through. Nobody comes through, so I just double jump my way across back over to the other side. And just start popping out random shots again. Weakening Reinhardt as much as I can. And in they come. Again, Mai gets the hit there with an ulti, freezing us in place, not much I can do. I did pop my reflectivity there, that didn't really help me out very much. So much fire coming in at the moment. I should really be using my reflectability, but I decided not to for some stupid reason. Again, no real targets, so I'm just popping shots off at Reinhardt. I tried to go the sniper into shooting me. Doesn't really work out. Take an arm from Torbjorn before launching into my ultimate. 3 kills out of that from the ultimate, which isn't a bad use of the ultimate at all, really. Everything now goes a little bit quiet. The enemy seems to have backed off. Barrow's taking a bit of height advantage there, trying to take her out. Again, Widowmaker's in the bottom there. I'm trying to goad her in again with another deflect. Doesn't work, so I just try to take her out, and she pops me one in that head. Terrible example, really. What was I thinking? I really shouldn't have just popped my head out like that. I should have just left it, taken a bit of cover. So it starts the long walk again, back from the spawn point. So I had to do my little climbing thing, double jumping my way across everything again. It keeps you entertained on the long walk back.
Armor here.
So just throwing out some random shots there, just to try and weaken people and get myself a kill somehow. One elimination, so I was some damage to somebody. Farah's up in the air, try to disadvantage the Farah and take a few hits from somewhere else.
No one can hide from my sight.
Widowmaker's popped her ultimate, so we can now see where the enemy are. And Diva's decides to jump up top. Farah comes across again. Try to take her out. To leave Diva to sit up top. Everyone's trying to deal with that at the moment. Managed to take out her mech suit, but can't get to finish on Diva. She's now too far away.
Heroes never die.
Little kill there. Reinhardt's gone charging into the capture point. I'm struggling to get behind him, so I use my shift ability there to close distance, get behind him and do some damage. Managed to take him out. And that is the end of the match. We won, we managed to hold both capture points, which is quite impressive. And Farah gets to play the game. I think this is where she takes out quite a few people down this area in this room to the left, area in this room